Here we have the current stock market update for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. Before we begin, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is taking a look at the broader view. For the most part, recently, what we have been looking at for this stock has been the shorter term time frame, quite often on the 5-minute price chart or the 15-minute price chart. And those price charts do have their value. I think that it's not fair to simply write off those charting timeframes as being not important or insignificant or something like that. I don't think that's important. I don't think that's fair at all. I think that those types of price charts can give you a lot more information from the shorter term perspective and give you some key pieces of evidence for potential reversal points that can be happening in the stock market. So anybody that's been watching these videos for any length of time knows that one of the major topics or issues that I've been bringing up for this stock has been the potential for a long-term bottom to be forming right around this $3.60 level. And when we started doing this, when I started covering the stock, we were trading back in this region here. This would have been roughly, the prior price lows, which were generated right around $3.60. And following that, the development of that price level, this was when I started to cover the stock and suggest that we were possibly in store here for a long-term bottom that was forming, ready to be in place. And there was a possibility that share prices were possibly ready to finally start moving higher. As anybody knows, anybody that's been following the stock for any period of time, anybody that's been investing in this stock for the long term, there have been a tremendous amount of losses that have been seen for this stock. Most of this has been propelled by ridiculous social media posts and videos that have been made about this stock. Encouraging people to buy in at the IPO and things like that, which was just a huge mistake. Right as all the fervor was happening, right as all the excitement and misplaced optimism was being centered around this stock. Really, just terrible recommendations. And since then, the share price itself has developed a longer term downtrend. But when I started to look at this stock, what we were, the main idea here, the thesis was really that we were going to start to see a low in this prior support zone right around 360. That had been, when I started making these videos, this new near term retest right around 363 again had not yet happened here. But what we have seen is that share price area zone, support zone, has been validated, and we have now seen share prices start to break above prior highs and above that prior descending triangle that we had been watching for a long time. Anybody that's been watching these videos knows what I'm talking about when I refer to the descending triangle, that monster pattern that would just never go away. We have finally broken through there, but that was a exercise on its own, just dealing with that price pattern. So what I want to do in this video is to start to look at a bit of a broader view here and to try to look at what actually might be possible, because we are starting to see some renewed interest in this stock again. Now that I've been covering the stock and now that we're finally starting to see some breakouts, I think that some of the other people on this platform are watching my videos and making assessments here based on these projections. So some of those videos have also posted some very what I would consider to be outlandish price targets. I have seen people talk about, a re-entrance into the $65 zone. I think that we need to pull out on this price chart here and sort of zoom in on some specific price levels to sort of understand what exactly it would take for share prices to regain that price level, because I don't think that people are really doing a lot of the chart work that would really be required to understand what a move like that would actually mean. So before we go in and we jump into those types of price projections again, I do just want to take a step back here and look at what exactly is going on with the stock and what would be required in order for the share price to move back into that territory. So currently what we're looking at here is a share price, a bit of stalling pressure that has occurred right around $5.65. This was a prior double top resistance zone. We did see share prices move back into roughly $5.20 and bounce from a 23.6% Fibonacci retracement resistance zone. And then share prices did manage to close right near that resistance level once again. This is the daily price chart. So what we're looking at here with these moving averages here would be this blue line here would be the 200-day exponential moving average. So this is arguably the most important moving average in the entire market as far as moving averages that get attention and things like that. The 200-day moving average possibly gets more attention than any other technical signal. So what we're seeing here is a share price activity that is moving right into this area and is starting to develop resistance right into this area. So that's not surprising at all. This is a closely watched EMA, exponential moving average, and it's not uncommon at all or surprising at all to see some profit taking into this area, perhaps even some short selling into this area, because that is a major technical signal. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't break through there. I'm not saying that we can't break through there, but we can see here that this resistance is starting to occur right in this area. So I don't think that's surprising at all. If we take a step back here and we sort of look at what these other near-term price targets actually look like, one area that I could have mentioned here would have been this 945 area. So that would be roughly this zone here. $9.45 would be sort of an initial upside price target after we overcome this $6 mark that we've been talking about here. So if we were to see a break of that $6 mark, the next historical resistance zone would come in right at this 945 level. And as we can see here, once again, this is a share price movement that moved right into this 200-day exponential moving average and then started to move lower. So this is a very critical indicator for this stock. It tends to behave quite well right around that 200-day EMA. So if we continue to move out here in the stock, we can see that where this $65 price target probably comes from. This all-time high for the stock comes in just below $67 per share. This would be going back all the way to the beginning of 2021, January 2021. And we can see here a series of resistance levels that would need to be overcome in order for us to even retest these prior price zones coming in right around $65 per share. So I do want to caution people against being overly optimistic about these types of price levels. I think that now that we're starting to see the stock move into some better territory here, I think that we're going to start to see a lot more attention that's being devoted to this stock. Possibly all the prior people will be coming out of the woodwork and saying that, this stock is a great buy at current levels. But what we need to do here is really closely analyze the price action itself and make sure that we're developing proper exit and entry points for these positions, because this is really the only way to ensure profitability in trades here over the long term. It doesn't take much to go back into the price history here and to look at some of the other coverage that was being devoted to this stock to see the series and there was a huge number of wrong, inaccurate, and misleading projections that were made about this stock. So we do need to take all of these projections here with a grain of salt, and we will continue to watch these price zones going forward so that we can make sure that people are identifying proper entry points for their trading positions. So here's the current stock market analysis for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.